Jazz, a uniquely American art form, was born in the melting pot of New Orleans in the late 19th century. The city was a rich blend of cultures: African, French, Spanish and Caribbean. Each culture brought its own musical traditions. These musical traditions intertwined in New Orleans. Work songs, spirituals and European classical music blended together. This fusion created the vibrant soundscape that would become known as jazz. Early jazz was characterized by improvisation and syncopation. Musicians would improvise melodies over a structured rhythm section. The music was infectious and full of life, reflecting the energy of its birthplace. New Orleans became a breeding ground for talented musicians. They played in dance halls, bars, and even on the streets. The city was alive with the sounds of this new music. Jazz was beginning its journey across America. The 1920s saw the rise of jazz legends who would shape the music's future. Louis Armstrong, with his trumpet mastery and gravelly voice, became a global icon. Armstrong's improvisational skills were unmatched. He could take a simple melody and transform it into a complex and soulful masterpiece. His influence on jazz is immeasurable. Another giant of the era was Duke Ellington. A composer, pianist and band leader, Ellington brought elegance and sophistication to jazz. Ellington's compositions were intricate and innovative. He treated his orchestra like an instrument itself, drawing out unique sounds and textures. Ellington's music transcended the boundaries of jazz, influencing generations of musicians. The Roaring Twenties became synonymous with jazz. The music captured the spirit of the age, a time of social change, economic prosperity, and artistic innovation. Jazz became the soundtrack of the jazz age. People danced the Charleston and the Black Bottom to its infectious rhythms. Jazz clubs sprang up in cities across America. Radio played a key role in popularizing jazz. It brought the music into homes across the country, exposing audiences to its energy and excitement. Jazz was no longer confined to New Orleans. It had become a national phenomenon. Section 4, swinging into the 1930s and 1940s. The 1930s ushered in the swing era. Big bands dominated the musical landscape, filling dance halls with their infectious sound. Swing music was characterized by its driving rhythm and catchy melodies. Benny Goodman, known as the King of Swing, became a household name. His clarinet solos were legendary, and his band helped to break down racial barriers in music. Other notable band leaders included Count Basie, Glenn Miller, and Artie Shaw. The swing era brought people together during a time of economic hardship and global conflict. People sought solace and escape in the joyous and uplifting sounds of swing music. Section 5, Bebop and Beyond, the Evolution of Jazz. As the 1940s dawned, a new generation of jazz musicians emerged. They were looking for new ways to express themselves musically, pushing the boundaries of jazz even further. This new style, known as bebop, was characterized by its complex harmonies, rapid tempos, and improvisational virtuosity. Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and Thelonious Monk were among the pioneers of this revolutionary style. Bebop was a departure from the danceable swing music of the previous decade. It was more cerebral and challenging, but no less exciting. Bebop showcased the incredible technical abilities of its musicians. Section 6. Jazz and the Civil Rights Movement, a Song of Freedom. Jazz has always been intertwined with the African-American experience in America. During the Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and 1960s, jazz became a powerful voice for social change. Musicians like Nina Simone, John Coltrane and Charles Mingus used their music to address issues of racial inequality, social justice and freedom. Their songs became anthems for the movement. Jazz provided a platform for protest and a source of inspiration for those fighting for equality. It gave voice to the struggles and aspirations of African Americans during a pivotal time in American history.